your mat. Oh, look, Lucy. Get up, move it. Thank you. Good. So we're going to start at the front of your mat. So just pressing your feet down, lifting your rib cage up, shoulders down. And I'm just going to turn and face you now, but you keep standing at the end of your mat. And do a few shoulder rolls back. And then reverse those shoulder rolls. So you're pressing your feet into the mat, getting as tall as you can, shoulders, hips, knees, and ankles in line. And then we're going to take a deep breath in. Really expand that rib cage. Exhale like you're pushing down on a weight. Press down, resist. Deep breath in. Now take your right hand, hold just below the left wrist, and come up and over to the right side. Press your left heel down. And then come up to center, switch sides. And then come up to center, push the air away, clasp your hands behind your back. Press your heels down, lift your chest, draw your shoulder blades together. Inhale, exhale, release. Big breath in. Exhale, push the air away. You're going to bring your feet a little bit wider now. So now we're going to come into a forward fold, work on the hamstrings. Deep breath in. As you push the air away, hinge forward with a flat back, lengthen out. And then come into a forward fold. And you don't want to just collapse your chest. You want your spine to be long, your belly to be lifted. Knees can be soft, especially if you're tight. You want to just take a moment here just to let them soften up. Let your head be heavy, maybe nod at yes and no, make little circles, and then add some side-to-side movement. Think of making a U shape with your body, but keep lifting your belly up to protect the spine. Deep breaths in through the nose. Exhale, you pull your belly in more deeply. You pull your ribs together. Come back to center. Hands to the knees. Come into a chest lift. Your top of your head is lined up with your tailbone. They're going in opposite directions. Belly lifted up towards your spine. Shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, exhale, forward fold. Now maybe hold your elbows with your hands. Forehead rests on your forearm. And you can make that side-to-side motion a little bit bigger. Come back to center, tuck your tailbone, roll all the way up. So we're going to come into a squat here. There's options. If you don't feel comfortable coming all the way down, you can just bring your feet in a little bit closer and come into a squat, a standing squat. But if you can come down onto almost all the way to the mat, that's what we're going to do. You can also put a pillow or a yoga block under your tailbone if you want a little bit of support. So your feet are wider than your hips. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, swan dive forward. You're in a forward fold unless you're doing a standing squat. And then you start to lower your hips down. Weight is on your heels as you lift your chest up. And then you can press your elbows into your inner thighs and keep working on bringing your tailbone down, lifting your chest, shoulders down. Belly pulled in tight. We're just going to take a few breaths here. Keep working on lifting your chest, pulling your belly in. Inhale, as you exhale, hands come back down. Lift those hips up, come back into a forward fold, tuck your tailbone, roll up one bone at a time. Heel toe your feet back in. So they're right under your hips. Deep breath in. Swan dive forward. We're going to step back 1 foot at a time into a high plank. So in your plank, you want to make sure you're not sagging here. Little tuck to the pelvis. You want your points of your elbows to be back. So wrap your triceps around. Spread your fingers, maybe cup your fingertips a little bit. And just take a few breaths here. The whole time, feel like you're picking your weight up out of your shoulders. So all of your energy is going up towards the ceiling. Now you can hold it here for a couple more breaths, or you can add a little movement. You can step out with the left foot to the center, to the right foot, to the center. Left, center, right, center. Do a few more. Keep breathing. Keep that little tuck. Try to keep your pelvis still. Hold your plank, inhale. Exhale, initiating from the core. Lift the tailbone up. You're coming into your downward facing dog. Working your chest towards your thighs, working your heels towards the mat. And then lift your heels up, but don't let your weight come forward. Pick your sitting bones up. Press your heels down. Come up and down a few times, working your heels down, working your chest towards your thighs. So just stretching out those calves, those hamstrings, hold it here. Bend one knee, press the opposite heel down, switch sides. So just starting to walk it out a little bit. Keep lifting that belly up, picking your sitting bones up. Come up high onto your toes. Start to, from the tailbone, roll out like a wave through the spine till you're back in your plank. You're going to hold it here. Just taking a couple breaths, picking your weight up. And then we're going to come onto your knees one at a time. Big toes together, knees apart for child pose. You're going to walk your hands forward, chest towards your thighs, ears and biceps in line. Just take a few breaths here, breathing in through the nose, filling up that rib cage. Exhale, pull your belly in, pull your ribs together. Then one more deep breath in, and exhale, everything pulls into the center. Bring the right hand to the right side, left hand on top, drop your left hip away. Reach with your left arm. Inhale, exhale, switching sides. Right hand goes on top. Reaching with your right arm, pressing your right hip away, dropping it down. You get a nice stretch up that right side. Inhale, exhale, coming back into your quadruped position, hands under your shoulders, knees are under your hips, and then do a few cat and cow stretches. Just continuing to warm up the spine. Make sure you're initiating the movement from the center, from the core. Inhale. Exhale, drop your chin, tuck your tailbone, lift your back up towards the ceiling. So really feel that length, the space between the vertebrae. So let's do one more. Come back to neutral, and here stretching out the side body, curl to one side and then the other. So just wagging your hips side to side, just feeling that stretch in the side body. Coming back to center, we're going to hold it here. You're going to extend your right arm out and your left leg and find your balance. Just making sure that your hip is not hiked up. You want to be straight across hip to hip. So really reach. Your arm is reaching, your leg is reaching, and just find your balance. Your belly is lifted up. Pick your weight up out of that left wrist, and then start to lift and lower. You're just going up an inch, down an inch. Squeeze your glute, reach with your arm. 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold it. Inhale. Exhale, elbow to knee, round the spine. Pull your belly in. Reach out. Pull in. Reach out. You pull in with the core and then lengthen out as you inhale. Exhale, pull in. Inhale, reach. One more. Hold. Hand down, knee down. Maybe shake out that wrist if you're feeling a little tight. Find your center again, maybe quick cat-cow just to reset. Hold it here, extend that right leg out, hips in line, left arm. Just find your balance first, find stillness. You find it by lifting your weight up, pulling everything into the center. Then lift and lower an inch. Keep breathing. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold, lengthen. Inhale, exhale, rounding through the spine, elbow to knee. So you're pulling in, you push out. Pull in, push out, lengthen. Exhale, lift that belly button up. Lift your pelvic floor. 2 more. Whoops. Almost tipped over. Don't do that. Hold, lengthen. Hand down, knee down. Child pose once more. Maybe roll your wrist out for a second. Just release any tension in your wrist. And then we're going to come back up. We're going to do a little push-up series. Feel free to do your push-ups on your knees or in your plank, whichever position works for you. I do them on my plank, on my knees. I'm not strong enough yet, or maybe I never will be, to do a full plank and come all the way down. So I find my knees works best for me. Either way, you want your hands under your shoulders. If you're in your plank, or especially on your knees, make sure you're not up too high or sagging too low and hurting your back. So your knees can be bent. Your weight is above your kneecap. We're going to drop our elbows straight back, lower your chest. But don't let your weight sag down between your shoulders. Elbows rush the rib cage. We're going to do 5 to 10. Do it at your own pace, as many as you can do, keeping good form. If you want to do more, go for it. Keep breathing. Going at your own pace. When you've done as many as you're going to do with good form, sit back into child pose or just sit back. Roll those wrists around. Good. So the next set we're going to do are traditional push-ups, where your hands are wider than your shoulders. They can be wider on the mat or all the way out to the floor. And your elbows go straight out to the side. So you're getting more pecs as opposed to triceps. Little tuck to the pelvis. Coming down in one piece, straight line from the top of the head to your tailbone. Inhale, exhale, elbows go wide, press up. 5 to 10 at your own pace. Don't forget to pull that belly button up towards your spine and lift your pelvic floor at the same time. And then sit back again. Maybe shrug your shoulders a little bit. Inhale and exhale coming up. The last set, we can do either the diamond shape with your hand right under your chest, which gets into your triceps, traditional, or you can do the Pilates push-ups, elbows at your side. So you decide what you want to do tonight. Maybe you're not doing any. I'll never know. Make a diamond shape. Make sure you have good form. If you're doing the diamond shape, your elbows go wide and you press back up. As you're doing this, you're not letting your weight sink. Pressing into your fingertips. Keep breathing. And sit back and release any tension. And you're going to come up to kneeling. Step forward with that right foot. Step out kind of far. Let the top of the left foot be on the mat. 2 hands on your right knee and start to lean forward and lifting your chest. You're wide across the collarbones. Just getting a nice hip flexor stretch. If you want to deepen it, sweep your arms up. Lift your chest, your gaze is forward. Inhale. Exhale, start to straighten out that right leg. Hands come on either side of your leg. Hips are in line. And you have a nice flat back lengthening out over that leg. Shoulders are down. You can press your heel down and really pull that hip back and you deepen the stretch. And then release. Let's do the other side. Step forward with the left foot. Top of the right foot is on the mat. Hands on your left thigh and your foot, knee, and hip are in line. Your chest is lifted. You start to lean in. Only take it as far as you feel a nice stretch. You don't feel any discomfort. Make sure your knee doesn't track in or outside the hip. Keep everything in line. Shoulders down. Maybe you want to try sweeping your arms up. Chest is lifted. Keep lifting the rib cage up, but the shoulders stay down. Inhale and exhale. Start to bring your hips back. Hands come on either side of that leg. Bring your left hip back, your right leg forward, and have a nice straight line from the top of the head to your tailbone. And then release. We're going to have a seat at the front of the mat. So come forward and just extend your legs out in front of you. Feet, knees, and hips in line, as straight as you can make them. If this is really uncomfortable, you can bend your knees too and just plant your feet down. But try this, see how this feels. You can try flexing your feet, pushing through your heels, anchoring down through the heels. And you're gonna start just with your hands across your chest with a flat back hinge. You hinge back to the point you feel a challenge to your core to keep a straight line, and you pull yourself back up. Shoulders stay down, but imagine you're reaching up through the crown of your head. Belly pulls in tight, and you lift up. Breathe in through the nose to the back of the rib cage, and lift. One more. Hold it here. Now reach your arms in front of you. They're in line with your shoulders. Deep breath in, you hinge back, hold, lengthen, come up an inch, lower an inch, come up an inch, lower an inch, pull yourself up. Take a deep breath in, reach your arms up, exhale, lower. Long breath in, hinge back, hold, lengthen. Drop an inch, but stay there. Get longer. Pull that belly in, back is flat. If you can, drop another inch and hold it. Drop another inch and hold. From the deep core muscles, pull yourself up. Lift up tall. Arms come forward. Hinge back. Hold. Find that challenge point. Lift your right arm up and lower it. Left arm and lower it. Both arms, pull yourself up and lower them down. So now instead of going straight back, we're going to do a little sweeping side to side. So your palms are towards the ceiling, arms are reaching. Inhale, exhale, you're going to twist your rib cage to the right as your right arm sweeps to the side, your eyes follow your hand. From the core, pull yourself up, then bring your arm, and then the left side. And pull yourself up. The motion initiates from those deep abdominals. Inhale. So not initiating from the arms. There's no momentum here. Just going side to side. Let's do one more on each side. Getting really tall when you sit at the top. Get right up on those sitting bones. Now reach, hinge back, flat back, hold, tuck your tailbone. Come all the way down, reach your arms overhead. Make sure your ribs aren't popped up. We're gonna go right into the roll up. Arms lift, head, shoulders, and shoulder blades. Pull yourself up. Everything's reaching forward, but you're pulling back in the center. Restack, sweep to the right, come center, sweep to the left, come center, roll back down. Inhale. Exhale, arms lift, head, shoulders, and shoulder blades. Reach forward, roll back and hold it. Right arm lifts, really press it back and lower it. Left arm presses back and lower it. And imagine with both arms, you're trying to touch the wall behind you as you come down. Take your time. And then hold it here, full body stretch. You're reaching with your arms, you're reaching with your legs. But don't let your ribs pop up. Keep your ribs connected, keep your low back on the mat. And then pull your right knee into your chest and your left knee. Give yourself a little squeeze, rock side to side. Just notice if you have any soreness or tension in your low back, and then be mindful of that as we move forward, always protecting the back. Try making circles in one direction as you rock side to side with your legs, with your knees, I should say, and then reverse those circles. So we're going to go into some toe dips here. Your head can be down, arms at your side, or you can come up into your C curve. But you want to make sure you start in a good position. So your knees are over your hips, calves parallel to the floor, toes are pointed, either arms at your side, or you can lift up into your C curve, hands behind the head, elbows are wide. As if your leg is in a cast, you hinge forward with the right leg and then the left. You don't want to drop your heel by bending the knee. It's from the hip. As you lower, you might feel your belly want to pop up. Pull it down more deeply instead. And you only go as low as you can keep your low back connected to the mat. Never let it pop up. Let's do 2 more on each side. Now you can continue like this, or you can glue your legs together, double toe dips. Again, only as low as you can keep that low back connected. We're going to do 5, 4, 3. Inhale, lower. Exhale, pulling in with your core to lift. 2 more. Last one. Lower your head, pull your knees in. This time, bring your soles of your feet together. Grab your ankles so your arms are on the inside of your legs, and just rock side to side. So you can press your elbows into your thighs and get a nice little inner thigh stretch. It's like a modified happy baby. Feels really nice. We do the 100 next. So however you want to do the 100, you can have your feet down, feet, knees, and hips in line, curl up, and do it here with your feet down. You can bring your feet to chair, not letting your legs move at all. You can bring them straight up to the ceiling. You can lower them to your working level. It doesn't have to be super low. It only has to be as low as you feel your core working, but you don't lose your form. So you decide how you want to do it. Come up into position. Arms are reaching. Pull that belly in. Press down. Inhale for 5. And exhale. 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Exhale. 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Exhale. 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Exhale. 3, 4, 5. Pull your belly deeper. Exhale. 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Exhale. 3, 4, 5. Drop your belly button. Exhale. 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Exhale. 3, 4, 5. Almost there. Keep reaching. Exhale. 3, 4, 5. Last set. Exhale. 3, 4, 5. Lower your head. Pull your knees in again. Rock your head side to side. Rock your body side to side. Maybe make a few circles. And we'll go into the ab series 5 next. Legs come back to chair. 2 hands on that right knee. Inhale. Exhale, lifting up into your C curve. First, just pull your knee in. You can have your 2 hands even, or you can have your left hand on the inside, right hand by your ankle on the outside. It just gives you a deeper stretch. You don't have to do that. Reach with that left leg, pull yourself up even higher. Now switch sides. So now the right hand is on the knee on the inside, left hand is on the outside if you want. And then we're going to switch it up. You bring your leg into your hand and then pull in. So you're pulling in with your core first. At the same time, you're reaching out with that opposite leg. Pelvis is completely still. 4 and 3. Pull that belly in deeply. 2 and 1. Nice job. Both knees come in. Flex your arms. See if you can pull yourself up higher. Pull that belly in. Now, don't let your chest drop as you make a V with your body. Arms and legs extend. Circle around. Pull your knees in. Reach. Push the air away. Reach. Extend. Circle. Reach. Circle. 2 more. Last one. Both legs come straight up for scissors. 2 hands behind the right leg or thigh. First, just find that position where you're balanced on the back of your pelvis, shoulders down. Give yourself a little stretch. With control, switch your legs, then grab it with your hands. Find that little stretch. And then you're going to pick up the pace. Draw that leg in with those core muscles. 4, and 3, and 2. Nice job. And 1. Give your head a little and neck a little break. Put your head down. Rock your head side to side. Then bring your legs straight up, heels together, toes apart. Hands come behind your head, one on top of the other. Elbows are wide, pull your shoulders down, squeeze your inner thighs. Inhale, exhale, coming up into your C curve. You can also make a diamond shape and place them under your tailbone if you need more support for your low back. But you're coming up into your C curve otherwise. Squeeze your heels, squeeze your inner thighs, and then draw a line across the ceiling with your toes. Go as low as you can, keep that low back connected to the mat and your belly button from popping up. Inhale, exhale, lift. Don't forget about lifting that pelvic floor as you pull your belly in. That's part of the core. One more. Legs come to chair, elbows are wide, we're still lifted. Try not to let your legs move at all as you lift up higher and bring your left shoulder towards your right thigh. Come center, twist. Center, twist. Keep your elbows wide, hands are light. Try not to let your hips move side to side. Hold it here, extend that left leg out. Switch sides and hold. Hold. Keep the weight same at the back of your pelvis. Don't let it shift. And then pick up the pace. Push out with that leg as much as you pull in. 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Pull the knees in, lower the head. Give a little rock side to side. Place your feet down on the mat a little bit wider than your hips and just windshield wiper for a second side to side. Just releasing any tension in your low back. It's a nice stretch for the hip flexors. Maybe rock your head side to side, shrug your shoulders if you're feeling any tension from being in the C curve. Coming back to center, bring your feet, knees, and hips in line. Walk your feet in a little bit. We're going to do some bridging. So you're pressing your triceps down, shoulders are back. Press evenly into all 4 corners of the feet. Tuck your tailbone, start to lift up. You want to be a straight line from your knees to your sternum. You want to feel like you're pushing your knees away as you pull your belly in, squeezing your glutes. Everything is in line. And then slowly come down, one bone at a time. Make sure there's no pressure on your neck when you do this. Maybe arch your back a little bit at the bottom so you tilt your pelvis away. Inhale, exhale, tuck, rise back up into your bridge, one bone at a time. Reach your arms straight up. You're reaching, but you're pulling back at the same time. Slowly come down. Arch your back a little bit. Inhale, exhale, tuck. Lifting up into your bridge. Imagine you're squeezing a ball so your inner thighs are active. And you slowly come down. Bring your arms back down. So we're going to add a little leg motion once we get up there. So arms are down for support. Turn on your triceps. You can also bend your arms like this if you prefer. Tuck your tailbone. Start to lift up. And we're going to start by marching. So your leg comes up to that chair position, and you place your foot down. And march it up and down, just switching right leg to left leg. The goal is to not let your hips drop as you do this. Now we're going to lift that right leg, straighten it out, hold it here, poke a hole in the ceiling, lift your hips an inch. 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold it, flex that foot, lower, point, lift. Lower, point, lift. Pull it in with your core, press those triceps down. Hold, place that foot down, come down one bone at a time. Arch your back a tiny bit, release that tension. Inhale, exhale, pelvic tilt, tuck your tailbone, peel back up, and start marching. Start with the left foot. Leg comes to chair. Don't let the opposite hip drop. This time, keep your left leg here. Straighten it out. Don't let your hips drop. Squeeze that right glute. Point your toes. Lift up an inch. No tension in the neck. Keep breathing. Hold it. Flex that foot. Feel that stretch. Lower to your knees match. Point, lift. Lift, lengthen. Don't let your right leg move. Lift, hold. Place that foot down. Recenter. Come all the way down. Nice job. Bring your feet a little bit wider. Windshield wiper again. Just a little rock side to side to release any tension. Come back to center. Pull your knees into your chest. We're going to kick our legs and we're going to roll up and hold your balance point position. So kick your legs, roll up, hands come behind your thighs. Bring your calves parallel to the floor. Shoulders are down. You're looking ahead. And just hold this here for a second. Really pull your core in. Feel that strength to support you. And then if you're feeling it, release your arms and hold it. Maybe you straighten your legs out and you hold it and you lift. Keep your chest lifted. Keep breathing. 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly lower down. Lift up. Hinge forward. Maybe flex your feet. Grab the top of your toes. Grab your calves. Wherever you want to, you can hold for a stretch. Keeping your back nice and flat. Lifting your belly up towards your spine. Good, so we're going to do a little spine twist here. I'm going to turn and face you. So you're going to sit crisscross, and we're going to just lift the chest up, shoulders down. You're right up on top of your sitting bones. Let's start with our arms wide, and you're just going to twist and come center. It might not be a big motion, but activate those obliques to twist the rib cage around, and your arms just follow. Inhale, lifting up, exhale, come center. Now either stay here or try bringing your hands behind your head. Really lift up, kind of visualize a rag that you're wringing out. So that's your spine. Your ribs are twisting around the spine. You come center, lift and twist, elbows wide, come center. Let's do one more on each side. Hold it here, walk your hands forward, lengthen your spine. Don't just drop your chest, feel like you can place your palms on the floor, feel like you're pulling your chest forward. Inhale and exhale, walk your hands back. We're going to do some reverse planks here. So your feet are in line with your hips. You're going to bring your hands behind you, so they're behind your hips, fingertips forward, or they can be out to the side. Totally up to you what feels okay in your wrists and in your shoulders. You're going to squeeze your glutes. Inhale from the center, from the core, lift your hips up. You don't want to be back here with your head. You want to look forward. Pull your shoulders back. Lift your glutes. Start to lower down, but don't touch the bottom. Squeeze from the center, lift back up. Lower down and lift. Pull the belly in so your weight doesn't sink into your knees. And lift. Have a seat. Lift up. Stretch it forward. Restack your spine. We're going to come up one more time, but we're going to do some tricep dips. So we're going to come back into the same position. Press into your hands, but don't come all the way up. Lift a little bit, and then your elbows go straight back, and you push up. Don't let your chest sink through your shoulders. You're lowering because your elbows go back. Let's do 5 more. Straight back with the elbows. Pull the belly in. And lower down. Nice job. Put your hands, both hands on the right side of your mat and swing your legs around till they're behind you and you're on your stomach. Maybe move your water bottle to the side. You're going to put one hand on top of the other, rest your forehead on your hands. So just let your weight settle here. Tuck your tailbone by pressing your pubic bone down. That's going to help anchor you and help protect your low back. Your kneecaps are straight down, tops of your feet are on the mat. Lengthen your legs away from you, and then you're just going to lift that right leg up and lengthen it. But your head stays down, and you lower it down. Then the left leg lifts and lowers. Right leg lifts. So really activate that glute. The whole leg lifts up and lower. You don't want to bend your knee to lift. Keep your legs straight. Let's do 2 more on each side. Keep breathing. Lift your belly button up like there's a little blueberry there under your belly button, and you don't want to crush it. Hold it here. So now the legs are going to stay down. Belly is lifted. Tuck your tailbone. Press your pubic bone down. Lift your chest so your arms come with you, and you lower. Don't just lift. Imagine you're lengthening from the top, from your tailbone to the top of the head. Legs are down. Breathe in. Lift, hold, lift your legs. Now everything is lifted. Extend your arms. Right arm, left leg. Switch sides. Switch sides. Switch. Now without any rocking, pick up the pace. Head is looking at the mat. See if you can pick your whole body up an inch. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Hands under the shoulders, lower your legs, push up and back into child pose. Nice job. Just release that tension in your back. Maybe move your hips around, whatever feels good. So we're going to come out onto our right side now. We're going to do a little leg work. So make yourself into a nice long line. Glue your legs together. Most important thing, hips are stacked, shoulders are stacked. You're not going to let your hips rock forward and back. So pull the core in. At the same time, try not to let your weight sink into the mat. Glue your legs together, bring them forward just a tiny bit. We're going to start with pendulum. Flex that foot. Just look down, check. Your hip, knee, and foot are all in line. If you normally have your hand down, try bringing your hand up to the ceiling, or maybe bring your hand behind your head. And that helps to keep your shoulders stacked. You sweep forward as far as you can without your foot dropping or your hips moving, and then you point your toes, sweep it behind you. So take your time so there's no momentum here. Make each one your best. 2 more. Bring your legs together. Reach with that leg, rotate from the hip so your knee's going up towards the ceiling. You're opening up that hip. Lift up with control, flex, push down. Point, lift, resist, press. Inhale, exhale, press. 2 more. Then we're going to go into développé. Your toes are pointed. You're going to drag your toes along the leg, bring your knee towards your shoulder, open and lengthen that leg, lower down. Drag in, open, resist, press. You can flex your foot as you go down and just feel that a little bit more in the inner thigh. With control, keep those hips stacked. 1 more. Now we're going to reverse it. Lengthen, lift, bend, press out. Lift, bend, resist as you press out. 2 more. Last one. Press out, lift, hold. We're going to go into hot potato. So we're going to tap 8 times in front. They're really sharp taps. Don't make them too big. 6, 7, 8. Lift up with control. 8 behind. 5, 6, 7, 8. Lift with control. Never momentum. 6. Lift. 6 behind. Lift. 4. Lift with control. 4 behind. 2. Lift. Tap, tap. Lift. Now we're going to do singles. Try not to throw your leg. Lift and lengthen. Two more sets. And hold it here. Bend your knees. Bring that left leg straight out in front of you. Flex your foot. Try to keep your hips stacked. Lift and lower. 7, 8, 9, 10. Circle forward. Try to keep your chest open. And reverse. 2, 3, 4, 5. Just lower that leg down. Pat it out if you're feeling tight. Then we're going to push ourselves up. Keep your legs on the left side. Your right hand is down. Left arm is reaching. Your palm is towards the ceiling. Using the side body here on the right, you're going to lift your hips up, reach your arm overhead. Lower down. Don't let your weight sit on the mat again. You're going to go right back up. Reach overhead and lower. And lift and lower. 2 more. And lower, hold it here. Grab your ankles with your left hand. Reach up and over with the right. Find length and space between the ribs. Lift up, place that hand down. Curl in the opposite direction for mermaid. Use your side body muscles to lift you. Try not to push up off of the mat. Inhale, lift. Exhale, over. Let's do one more. And sit up tall. Swing your legs to the other side, and we'll start with pendulum on the other side. Okay, so I'm getting a cramp in my foot, so if I stop for a minute, that's why. So you make yourself into a nice straight line. Take that right hand, maybe bring it behind your head or straight up towards the ceiling. Toes come forward slightly. Lift up that top leg even with your hip. Swing forward with control, point behind you. I shouldn't say swing, I should say sweep and lengthen. You don't want to just swing it without control. Hips are stacked, belly pulled in. One more. Legs together. Open up that hip, rotate your knee towards the ceiling, lift with control, flex, push. Wide across the collarbones, belly pulled in. Good, so now we're gonna do développé. So your toes are pointed. You're gonna drag your toes along the bottom leg. Knee comes towards the shoulder. Lengthen, extend, lower. You can flex your foot if you want. Point, drag. Open up, flex, lower. Slow, controlled movement. One more. Hold it here. Now we're going to reverse it. We're going to lift. Knee comes towards the shoulder. Lengthen, resist as you press your leg out. Lift. Knee comes in, reach out, lengthen. Lift with control. One more. Lift, hold. We're going to do that hot potato. 8 taps in front, sharp taps with control. 6, 7, 8. Lift, reach. 8 behind. Don't let your hips shift forward. Lift with control. Now 6 taps. Lift, 6 behind. Lift, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, lift. Make your leg as long as you can. 2 taps, lift, tap, tap, lift. Now singles. Lengthen your leg as you lift it. Resist throwing it up. Let's do 2 more front and back. And bring your legs together. Now bend your knees. Just reset here. Make sure your hips are stacked. Extend that top leg straight out in front of you. Lift and lower without your hips moving back. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Circle forward. 2, 3, 4, 5, and reverse. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Lower that down. Pat it out if you're feeling a little tight there in your glutes. And then push yourself up. We're going to do that side lift and mermaid on this side now. So your legs are stacked. Left hand is down. Right arm is reaching. And you're going to lift by really engaging those obliques, your side body muscles. Lift up, reach your arm overhead. You lower, but you don't let your weight sit on the mat. You go right back up. Inhale. Exhale, lift, reach. You're lifting your pelvic floor, squeezing your inner thighs together. 1 more. Come all the way down. Hold your ankles with your right hand. Make sure you're pulling yourself up here so your shoulders are over your hips. You don't want to start here. Then lift your arm, curl over, reach with your left arm, press your left hip away. Lift up, left hand comes down, curl over with reaching with your right arm. Lift, curl. Inhale. Exhale, curl over. Let's do 1 more. And curl. We're going to hold it here. We're going to come around, face this way, and we're going to come onto our hands and knees. And then onto your forearms, we're going to do a forearm plank. So you want your elbows right under your shoulders. You can have your hands down flat with your middle finger in line with your elbows, or you can clasp your hands together, make a little triangle here. So it's totally up to you what feels more comfortable. Step back with the right foot, maybe push into that heel a little bit, and then the left. Same thing. You don't want to be up here, just like a high plank. You don't want to be down here either. So find a little tuck to the pelvis, pick your weight up out of your shoulders, and hold it. Take a few breaths. Keep lifting your weight up, lifting your belly up. Now, as an extra challenge, you can try bending your right knee, tapping the mat, and then the left. But the goal is to not let your hips move. Maybe you don't tap the mat. Just lower it, that leg. But pull it up with the belly. 1 more on each side. Keep picking your weight up. Hold it. Let your hips drop to the right side. Come center, left side, center. Right, center, left, center. Breathe. 2 more on each side. Pick your weight up out of your shoulders. Knees come down. Sit back into child pose. Reach your arms forward, or maybe you bring your hands by your feet and just let your forehead rest on the mat. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, pull your belly in, let all the air out. We're going to come up and come onto our backs again. So just coming down with control. Pull both knees into your chest. Do that little rock. Maybe shrug your shoulders, rock your head side to side. And then keep both hands on the right knee as you extend that left leg out. Push through that left heel. That leg is active. Your belly's pulled in. Start to straighten out that right leg. You can hold behind your thigh. You can hold behind the calf. Let the weight rest at the back of the pelvis so the weight is heavy. Then flex and point. just to deepen that stretch. Now we're going to hold it here. Lower your hands a little bit so they're below the knee. And we're going to climb a tree. So we're going to climb up that leg. Inhale. Exhale. 3 hands movements up. So it's 1, 2, 3. Your chest is lifted. Your shoulders are down. Maybe flex and point. Get a little stretch. Walk back down. 1, 2, 3. Even though you're using your arms, make it be from your core. You don't even need your arms. Reach with your legs. Inhale, exhale, 1, 2, 3. Chest is lifted. And roll back down. Reach with your leg as you come down. Inhale, exhale, one more time. Hold it here. Can you lift that bottom leg? Don't just pick it up, lengthen it, reach with it. Hold it. Can you hold that as you roll? Come up and balance. Roll just to the shoulder blades. Balance. One more time. Balance, hold, lower that leg, walk back down. Pull that knee into your chest. With your right hand, guide that right knee out to the right side towards your shoulder, so you're gently pulling on it. And you can also press your left hip down so it doesn't start to raise up. Shoulders away from the ears. Inhale and exhale, start to guide that knee across your body. Left hand goes on the outside of the right knee. You're going to roll across, extend your right arm out, relax your right shoulder, look to the right. Pull your belly in. And then coming onto your back again, pull the left knee into your chest and extend that right leg out. Make that right leg really long. You can flex that foot. Let that be your anchor. And then start to straighten out that left leg. Maybe you're tighter on one side than the other, so just be mindful. Try not to overstretch. It doesn't have to be the same on both sides. And then you can flex and point to deepen the stretch if that feels good for you. And so now we're going to climb up and down the legs. So now we've done it on the right side. Try to use even more core on this side. So start with your hands low. Inhale, exhale, head, shoulders, and shoulder blades come up. 1, 2, 3. Chest is lifted, maybe flex and point. Come back down with control. Hands are just walking, they're not holding on. Inhale, exhale, using your core. Lift, maybe flex and point. And coming back down with control. Inhale, exhale, 1, 2, 3. Hold it here. Really lift your chest. You can pull on that leg to anchor yourself. Lift and lengthen that right leg. So reach it out of the hip and then see if you can roll back, come up and balance. Trying to keep your legs the same distance apart the whole time. Roll back and balance. Make your spine really long. One more. Balance and hold. Lower that right leg down. Walk back down. Pull the knee into your chest. Pull the right knee in. Feet together, hold your ankles again. Press your elbows into your thighs, maybe rock side to side. Place your feet down on the mat. Bring the soles of your feet together and just let your knees open wide, just deepening that inner thigh stretch. Arms can be at your side, or you can make goalpost arms, just letting your upper body get a little stretch. But try to keep your ribs together. So try not to let your back start to pop up and your ribs come apart. And then slowly and gently start to bring your knees back together. Heel toe your feet to the outer edge of the mat or to the floor. And slowly bring your knees together. Just deep breaths in through the nose. As you exhale, you pull your belly in, pull your ribs together. And one more. Deep breath in, filling the rib cage. Exhale, pulling your ribs together. And then you're going to bring your knees back up, bring your arms at your side, heel toe your feet back. Pull your knees into your chest, hands behind your thighs, kick your legs, and roll up. We'll finish with a seated stretch, just sitting up tall. Take a deep breath in. Right hand goes just below the left wrist, just like at the beginning. Up and over to the right, press your left hip down. Come center, switch sides. Come center, arms come down, extend that right leg out, sitting up tall. You can put your right hand on your shin here, lift up and over, stretching up that side. Push through the heel, lift your belly, twist and reach. Lengthen out over that leg. And then coming up, we're going to switch sides. So extend that left leg out. Left hand is on the shin. Lift up for a sideways, side stretch. Feel that space up that whole right side. Pull your belly in. Inhale. Exhale. Twist. Lengthen out over the leg. So really protect your low back here. If you feel discomfort, don't do this. And coming up tall. Feet are together. One last breath in. And exhale. Push the air away. And that's it. Thanks for joining me on a Wednesday night. Good to see you.